What are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Well, the same thing we try to do every night, Bertrum. Take over YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, joined once again by my faithful manservant / buck-totem Bertrum. Say hello, Bertrum.
Hello, Bertrum.
And this is our review for Cookie Cutter. So, dear viewer, if you wouldn't mind, don't you forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, Cookie Cutter was released earlier this week for the Xbox, PC, and of course, my beloved PlayStation 5.
The PlayStation 5 is alive. Sorry, I watched Short Circuit again last night.
Oh, I see what you did there. Instead of Johnny 5 is alive, you said PlayStation 5 is alive. Ha 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 ha. Very clever.
Oh, you think so?
No. Anyway, all of you commoners out there are probably wondering.
What? What is this?
I'm so glad you asked, Barry Burton, you beautiful bearded bastard. Cookie Cutter is an ultra-violent, hand-drawn metroidvania that is often harder than a chubby bearded man playing Dungeons and Dragons in his grandmother's basement.
Aren't you a chubby bearded man who plays Dungeons and Dragons in...
Shut up, Bertram. So, story. Cookie Cutter tells the story of Cherry, a pissed-off android who sets off to rescue her creator / lover from the clutches of a psychopath. To do so, you'll have to eviscerate anything foolish enough to get in your way. Ha ha.
I'm sorry. Did you say that Cherry is an android?
Yes.
And her lover has been kidnapped?
Yes.
Ouch! It must be very painful making love to an android.
I wouldn't know, Bertram. After all, I'm not in the habit of putting my penis inside a walking toaster. So, gameplay. Now, like I already said, this is a metroidvania. And the Oxford English Dictionary definition of a metroidvania is... doesn't seem to be listed in the Oxford English Dictionary. How queer. Oh well, I'm sure all you gamers out there know what a metroidvania is. But for those of you who don't, basically, it involves a lot of platforming, exploring, backtracking, stopping every 45 to 60 minutes for a toilet break, all the while killing enemies and finding new abilities that will let you progress. You'll also face off against the occasional boss fight, and while most of these are minor inconveniences, some of these bosses frustrated me more than that time I tried to thread Bertram's head through a needle.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That was a huge needle. Where did you say you got it again?
Car boot sale, Bertram. Apparently it used to belong to King Kong.
Oh, you don't say.
I do say. Haha. So, what else can I tell you about this bloody game? Well, it's very violent, which is very in keeping for the month of December.
What?
You know, because people are always trying to decapitate each other over Christmas dinner.
What kind of sick Christmas dinners have you attended?
Oh, it wasn't Christmas in my house unless my mother was trying to cut father's balls off with a butcher knife, or my great-uncle Henry was trying to have sex with the turkey. Ha ha ha! Good times.
No comment?
Anyway, not only is this game violent, but it's more gorgeous than a topless Chris Pratt with his literal Pratt out. Ha ha! And while I take a mental picture of that for later, I might as well tell you commoners what I thought about this game. Well, for me, Cookie Cutter was like an adult cartoon come to life. You know, like Rugrats, if all the babies were homicidal robots who liked to feast on the entrails of their victims. Cookie Cutter is glorious fun, if not a little frustrating at times. And rather oddly, despite the first 10 or so minutes of the game being fully voice acted, the rest of the game had absolutely no voice acting whatsoever. Was that a glitch? Did the voice actors go on strike? Were they abducted by aliens? Who the hell knows? But Cookie Cutter is still a bloody good time. Therefore, I declare that Cookie Cutter is splendid. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My very in-depth review for Cookie Cutter. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Say goodbye, Bertram.
Goodbye, Bertram.
Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.